It's that time again. Time for the weekly wellness oracle card reading, and we're going to get started in just a sec. Hey everyone, welcome to your weekly wellness oracle card reading. My name's Erin, and if you haven't been here before, thanks so much for stopping by today. And if you are returning, well, thanks. I appreciate you coming back and seeing what's happening this week. So I know these videos sometimes for the wellness can run a little bit long, so I'm going to try to just get started right away. I do have chapter markers, so go ahead and skip around if you need to do that. If you can join me, we're going to do some breathing, and then we're going to set an intention so that we can really get the most out of this beautiful reading and also just have some time for ourselves where we can just settle in and really hear the messages that resonate most with us today. So if you're sticking around, let's get busy with that breathing. Okay, so we're going to inhale through our nose. We're going to exhale through our mouth. And inhale as deeply as you can. And exhale like all out of your mouth. Breathe out any tension. Let your shoulders relax. Let your face, your jaw and your shoulders for the most part kind of clench the most. So make sure that those are very relaxed. Blow out. When you're exhaling, blow out any of the things that no longer serve you today, any of the tension and stress, just let it go. When you're inhaling, you can inhale light that is healing, like gold or white. You can inhale colors of pink or green for love. You can inhale, when you're inhaling, you can visualize pictures or images that make you feel at peace. Whatever you're trying to convey through your emotions right now, just let that be. And you can even just simply breathe in and out if you choose to do just that. If you're not comfortable yet with the breathing, that's totally fine. So few of those. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Just relax and let everything be at ease. And you can do that probably 3 to 5 times. If you need to do it longer, it's fine to pause the video and do that. And for those of us who are ready to move on, let's go ahead and set our intention. Now, I'd like to set an intention for the wellness videos. I don't do them for all my videos, but the wellness I do, because I think it's important for us when we're talking about how we can really enhance how we are living our lives, or I think the intentions can enhance how we're living our lives by just putting into words how we want to feel or what we want to accomplish for a certain amount of time. So, and we are obviously doing it for the weeks, right? So we're going to be setting an intention for just this reading for the week, and you can make the intention be whatever you want. Now, I'm just going to say one for all of us just in general because it is a general reading. So the intention I'll set for us is that we are just able to relax and enjoy ourselves, and that we can be in line with our higher selves and really be able to hear and even feel the messages that are coming through to us. So we really know what resonates with us this week, so we know what to work on, and that we will be able to use the information that we have in order to make maybe a change or two that will really set us up for success for this week in whatever our wellness and health goals are. Okay, so be it, and so it is. All right, my little snappy fingers are not working the greatest lately. I don't know why, but hey, I blew the candle. I blew the light out. Don't blow out the flame, Erin. Don't blow out the flame. Okay. Yay, flame. Thank you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get busy on this reading. And we're going to, first of all, what we like to do is get the overall elemental energy that we will be working with this week. All right, here we go. Ooh, darkness, moon. There's a full moon coming up on Friday, so there you have her. And this is also number 7. So the elemental energy we're going to be working with is the moon, and maybe even since this is the darkness, is talking about the darkness, maybe we're going to be looking at the emotions that deal with the shadow side of things. That is definitely a possibility. But where there is shadow, there is also light, right? So that's okay. And then we're going to also, the moon card, the emotions, what emotional energy we'll be feeling is the new moon in Aries. It's time to take action. All right. So it's time to take action on the shadow side of us. So the new moon is a time when we're creating and setting out our intentions. So we're going to want to set out an intention this week that we're going to be able to work on the emotions, or finish up something that has been maybe not letting us kind of express ourselves exactly the way we want to the world. So we're going to dig a little deeper though, so that we can get some little bit more information on that, because there can be a lot of things that happen in the shadows, right? So we want to get a little more particular about that. So let's see what animal spirit will be guiding us and walking with us this week to help us out, to figure out what's going to be happening with these shadows and where are the best places to take these actions and how they will guide us. Okay, we got Otter Spirit. You're never alone. Love to hear that. That's always nice to hear when we are working with that kind of energy. So Otter Spirit number 42. He is in protection position, which is fine. It's just letting you know that you're going to get a little extra help. You're going to get a little extra love this week, okay? So this is saying you are never alone. So since it's in protection position, part of the issue that we're going to be working with here is that maybe you feel like you have to do it all on your own, and maybe you feel like you're not going to be able to work your way through this shadow period, or this time where you're feeling like you're not moving forward because you can't do it on your own and you don't have any help, something to that effect. So this card here is letting you know that just be mindful of that thinking and remember that you're not alone. For one, you always have spirit or God, divine, however you resonate with that, but also to look to see where you have a support system with the people who really love you the most, who are non-judgmental and who want the very best for you, and that are willing to just give you what you need there. So let's get some number energy and look a little bit more about, because it's still a little vague, right? It's not giving us a whole lot of information exactly where that is. So let's see if we could just pull out a little bit more. And of course, it is a general reading, so we'll have to be mindful of that. Spirituality. Number 77, spirituality. All right, so we are going to need to look into, maybe we're questioning the spirituality. Maybe things haven't been going good for us. Maybe we feel like we have been left behind by the divine. Maybe the universe hasn't had our back. And we do have to remember that there are situations in life that happen to us that aren't pretty, that aren't fun, that aren't easy. It's not always all fun and games as much as we would like it to be, right? But when you have moments in your life that things happen to you that could be really shitty and make you feel like, you're on your own and doing this by yourself, that's when you really need to remember that you're not. And sometimes these situations happen to us because we're going to need to be able to have this knowledge, have this wisdom, have this experience to help us in life a little further down the road. And it's really going to end up being a gift that we have, so that we're able to know what's happening in the situation and know how to handle it and be better for ourselves. And a lot of times it's also to even help other people as well, which is always a beautiful thing, if you ask me anyway. All right, and then the consciousness card, what we're going to need to know about the consciousness energy this week is number 22, Archangel Gabriel. So you're not alone. You're going to have Archangel Gabriel with you. I invite Archangel Gabriel to bring hope and intuition into my life. So we're going to be looking to be hopeful and to really use our intuition, because and like I said, with you always having spirit with you, you have yourself too. You have your higher self. You have that inner knowing. And if you are trying to always look to other people to give you the answers, well, I think this is saying to us that we have to remember that we have the answers within us. And it's time for us to really tap into that intuition, to really find out how to listen to ourselves so that we are able to find the answers on our own too, instead of always having to look outside of us. And of course, remember that you always have that the universe will not leave you alone. You will get what you need. And then we have plantain nourish. All right, this is our botanical card. So, and this, I'm taking this as we are really going to have to, yes, we're going to have to nourish our body for sure. Because when we're doing shadow work, when we're having big emotions, when we've got a lot of things that we're working on, then, that takes energy, a lot of energy. And especially, if we have to have a good cry, if we get angry and upset, and we have to let all of those things flow through us, we're of course going to have to nourish our body. But I'm really looking at this as we're going to have to nourish our soul. Especially since we're talking about spirituality, right? We're really going to have to see where does our soul need nourishment? Where at in our spiritual life, in our spiritual routines, rituals, beliefs, where do we want to be? Are we having I'm kind of feeling like some of us are having some feelings that, maybe we don't feel the same about spirituality as we used to. Maybe we're expanding. We have seen new things. There's something that has come to us that has led us to go down a path that we're exploring some new possibilities. And it's not completely, it could be completely outside of what you believed before. And maybe it's just a little bit more off base. Maybe it's not too far outside of what you believe, but it's still a little off base there. And you're now questioning, like, well, is this going to fit into my life? How are people going to take this? How am I going to navigate through this? And what do I feel about that? So it looks like we're going to be taking action to figure out and set a new intention here about where we believe our spiritual path is taking us. And maybe new possibilities are opening for us and opportunities are there that we really want to take. And maybe we're just a little afraid because we've been held back by past beliefs about how we felt about spirituality and what that looked like for us in the past, how we were raised, or maybe we didn't believe much in spirituality, but now we're starting to see things happen around us and opportunities begin that are just, it's too far gone to be coincidences, right? Now it's just like, okay, something is dragging me here, pulling me here, basically just opening up everything, and it's just wanting me to zip right through, which Aries, right? Take action. It's going to be fast. It's going to be fiery, right? So, this is a time where questioning spirituality can leave a lot of doubt. I know that for a fact. I've been there, done that. And there's times still when I'm like, do I have the right belief system going on here, or do I need to change it around a little bit? Because there's always questions. There's always things that happen that's going to bring up questions. I think the very most important thing to do is to make sure that you take the time to sit and answer those questions. Nourish your soul, meditate, pray, go to a place that is sacred to you or has special meaning to you, and sit and just be in nature or be with your children, cook a meal, whatever you need to do that makes you feel in in yourself, feel grounded on the earth, and then let your mind open up to that, right? So let's get our last card real quick and see. We're going to see what the self-care card is. What does our body need? In all of this that's happening, what does our body really need so that we can support it the best we can, so we can make some real headway and breakthroughs this week? Let's see. Oh. And we have dance. Oh my heck. I love that. Okay. This is perfect. Perfect, perfect. And more perfect. So number 18, dance. This can really bring out, okay, so you can do any dance you want. And if you're afraid to dance, I don't like to dance in front of other people. Well, me and my kids will dance sometimes. I don't like to dance in front of a whole bunch of different people. Like just bebopping is fine, but like this kind of dance is very expressive dance, right? This is letting all of your feelings out, allowing, even if you're chanting maybe, and make sure if you're dancing to music, make it high vibrational music. Don't listen to stuff that's going to make you feel bad or put a certain standard. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a certain word, but it's lost. It's lost in all the messages somewhere. So hopefully it'll come out later. But the kind of music that you want to listen to just uplifts you, makes you feel good, lets you get out the energy that you need to. Because I'm feeling like there's a lot of energy. All right. Lots of energy that just needs to be let go of into Mama Earth and let you have a clean slate, so to speak, so that you're able to really ask some deep questions, because there's going to be some deep questions this week. Yes, some very deep questions. And that's good, because I find that when there's some really deep questions and some really hard energy to deal with, and then it's really going to be a time of significant growth. And so dancing, you can do it's almost like the tribal kind of dance, like really getting in there and just getting lost in the dance. So just go ahead and do it on your own if you need to, so that you can just let everything loose without a care in the world. Nobody's watching you. Move how you want to move. Twerk it if you need to twerk it. Bop it if you need to bop it. I don't care. Shake whatever needs to be shook, right? Shake whatever needs to be shook, and just let that energy be done with. And then after you're done and you've had out of breath and sweaty and whatever, then just sit and be in that moment. And just feel the feelings. And then after you have calmed down a little bit and you feel grounded, and we should be grounded after this dance, right? Okay. But after you feel like you have settled a little bit and you're able to let your mind come into things, then start asking the questions, right? So we went into the wellness part a little bit, but that's okay. All right. So since we started talking a little bit about the wellness, let's just go ahead and get into it. So obviously we're going to be nourishing our body, and you're going to want to make sure, like, it's not going to be, to me, I'm not feeling like it's going to be a heavy emphasis on a certain type of food that you have to eat. And we're also talking about some fire, right? Fire energy, lots of emotions, and we want to feel that love, right? We want to feel like our soul's nourished on the inside too, that our heart's nourished, that our feelings are nourished, and that we have what we need in order to answer these questions. So as far as nourishing food wise, don't eat anything that's going to be too hard on your system, like lots of raw foods and stuff. It's fine because I know it's summertime and we're going to be eating salads and things like that. But when you do that, maybe just boost it up a little bit with some like digestive enzymes. Like even if you maybe drink a little bit of lemon juice in a cup of warm water in the morning, a teaspoon or a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar diluted with some water like a half an hour before you eat it, if you're eating lots of raw vegetables, just to make sure that you're digesting all of that properly. Because I'm feeling like some of us maybe are getting some like indigestion and stuff, because that can come up with when you have a lot of stress and there's a lot of stuff going on and you're not able to get that energy, because I feel like there's energy that's just building up, right? So when you're not able to get that energy out, sometimes you can get some indigestion and all that kind of stuff. And it's no fun, right? In with those raw foods and stuff, if you are eating a lot of raw foods, just make sure that you're getting plenty of protein and some good fats, because the good fats are going to help you to also feel really calm you down a little bit and make you feel comforted and make you feel like you're getting enough nourishment in your body so that it can function. It's the very best. Another way you can nourish yourself here is by sitting down when you're eating, okay, and like blessing your food. You can say a prayer, you can say grace, you can call it whatever you want, but just be grateful for what your food in front of you, this beautiful, nutritious meal that you have, what it offers your body and how beautiful that is. Your body is a beautiful thing. So be grateful for your body, be grateful for your food. The body will instinctively knows where all of these nutrients are supposed to go and makes all of that happen without you even having to think about it, right? So all you need to do is just to turn that mechanism on, and it can be as simple as sitting down, take a couple of deep breaths, look at your food, smell your food, and your mouth will start watering, and that automatically signals that the digestive enzymes are ready to go. The digestive process has begun, and that's kind of all you need to do. And then if you want to even take it a step further, you can say a little blessing, like just thank you. I'm so grateful for this meal. That's going to do my body so much good. I'm thankful for the nutrition. However that makes sense to you, and you'll be amazed how much better you digest and also how much better you feel, because once you digest all of those foods properly, and everything gets to go where it needs to go, then you just feel 1,000 times better. Because on the opposite end of that, when the food isn't going where it's supposed to go and it just sits there in your stomach, you get gas, you get bloating, you get heartburn. You don't get all of the nutrients absorbed right because it's not broken down into small enough pieces for you to be able to get that through through the layers of your intestine to absorb properly. You can get constipated or diarrhea. So you'd be surprised how much just a simple blessing and a few breaths will make at mealtime. So I encourage you to do that if you can. All right. So I'll get off my soapbox there, right? And then this will also be nourishment for the soul, like I said, because that will also bring in that prayer, the gratitude, right? Making sure that you are having, and once you open up your life to gratitude, even if it's simply by blessing your meal, it gets easier to be grateful for other things that are happening in your life and for you to see how that makes you feel in your heart, right? And that's going to open up the avenue for you to start asking some really good questions, because now you know how it feels to feel good when you're blessing something in your spiritual way, in your own unique way that you want to express yourself spiritually, right? So that's a great way to get into, if you're not already into the gratitude process. I'm kind of hearing that some of us, we know about the gratitude and we are grateful for what we have, but it is really easy to get lost in all of the things that go on around us. So this is a great way for us to be able to just remember about the gratitude factor and how that opens up our hearts for love and for peace and compassion, and really helps us to set a new state of mind so that we're not looking at things in a negative aspect, and that we are able to, when we're seeing things like the darkness and the moon and the shadow, it's not that it's like, oh no, the shadow. It's like, now I'm like, oh, a shadow. Oh, okay, what are we going to learn? What do I get to explore? I get to learn something about myself that's been hiding, and now I get to bring it to light so that I can move even further down my path than I was yesterday. So we need the shadow as much as we need the light, because that's going to help us to evolve and grow. And that's kind of what we're here to do, right? Learn, grow, experience. So I'm also going to encourage you to take this opportunity too, since we have the moon in both, in 2 cards here, to really maybe on the new moon, there's a full moon in Aquarius. I think it's full moon in Aquarius on Friday, the 23rd, I believe. So I encourage you to find out a little bit more about that, because I'm feeling like that will help some of us to understand a little bit about what's going on emotionally inside of us. And I'm not sure why. That's just a little message that I was hearing. So I don't have a whole lot to elaborate on that. Sorry. But I don't know if some of you are interested in astrology, or just working with the phases of the moon and the cycle of the moon. But for those of you who that resonates with, I encourage you to find out a little bit more about the full moon that's happening on Friday, and seeing if you can start working with the moon phases to help you understand a little bit more about when these emotions are coming up in you. Okay, I think that's going to help some of you a lot. So look at the moon phases. Check out the full moon information. It's all, just do a little quick Google search or whatever, and you'll get all kinds of information, right? And then we talked about nourishing. We're going to nourish our body, but also I wanted to talk a little bit about this Archangel Gabriel card, to when we're nourishing our soul and opening our hearts to the gratitude part of things and praying, to also remember, call on Archangel Gabriel, ask Archangel Gabriel to give you the hope, to give you the ability to use your intuition for your greatest good, to find inside yourself what is best for you to do in this area of your life that you have the questions about your spirituality, and how it's helping you, or how you feel maybe it's hindering you, or if things don't feel quite as right anymore and you're ready to walk down a new path, or open yourself to new ideas or belief systems that you never thought you were going to be able to really grasp a hold of before. So I encourage you to really call on Archangel Gabriel to help you have that hope, and know that you're just not alone, right? To help you remember that you always have angels around you. You always have angels around you to help you. All you need to do is ask them for help, and they will be more than willing and happy to help you in your endeavors, right? So that's going to be important, that you do that. And I just feel like if you could do that, like I just get this great feeling and sense of peace, that if you are able to just, and I feel like some of the problems, you're afraid to ask somebody for help. You're afraid to ask anybody for help, angels, spiritual wise, people in your circles, your family, that you're afraid to talk to anybody about this at all. And that's really going to be more confusing. It's going to not open up answers and open up doors for you. It's really going to be shutting you in and closing you in even further. So if you can't talk to physical people, then maybe it's time for you to start just asking the angels to direct you to, can you help me? And then also, I am looking for people like myself that I can talk to and figure out some of these things. And then you will want to look for those signs when they come in, and the opportunities when that is brought available to you, right? So I just get this real nice sense of peace when I look at this card. So definitely think about calling on Archangel Gabriel to help you with that. And then, of course, don't forget, dancing is going to be like the key thing here for me, because that's going to let loose all of the pent up energy inside of you. It'll give you a chance to just break loose and just be free. That's what I'm feeling. I just need to be free of all of these thoughts and not have to worry about anything being inside of your brain, except for just letting yourself have fun and, like I said, be free. Okay. I love that. So let me know in the comments if you're a dancer or not. I said, I don't mind like bebopping a little bit, but if I'm letting loose, like I'm going to have to be by myself. So I'm curious to know how many of you also have that same issue as I do. I'm trying to get a little bit better at it, but I'm not there yet. And you know what? I'm okay with it. So that's fine. All right. So I think that's all the messages that I have for us today. Just make sure you have an open heart that is is able to bring in gratitude. Use that dance to get all the stagnant energy out of you, and use Archangel Gabriel. Call upon Archangel Gabriel to give you the fortitude that you need to go within inside yourself and use that intuition and trust yourself, and know that you have help out there to make the changes that you need to, so that you can find your new spiritual path. I think this is really going to be big for a lot of you, and I'm really excited to see what happens next week. Woo! Okay. So that's everything that I have for us today. And I'm going to go ahead and let you go with a great big hug filled with loving and healing energy just for you. And I'll see you Wednesday. All right. I will talk to you guys then. Bye for now.